So, it seems like we have a bit of a Kurobot versus Hoyoshill situation, where we have this man right here, Arikado Zodan, which I think he's known for Zenless Zone Zero, Hoyoshill, and we have him talking about Blazion destroying himself. Apparently Blazion is Broly, because we all know Broly starts destroying himself from within by the energy and stuff. Or maybe Deathwing. I would say Deathwing from World of Warcraft is more accurate, because he has so much power, he's literally destroying himself from within. But anyway, I'm gonna assume this is because Blazion is a Kurobot. I'm assuming this is why he's destroying himself. Because here's the thing, I feel like Kurobotting and Hoyoshilling, I feel like we're reached kind of the fatigue of Hoyoshilling and Kurobotting. We have to endorse good dev practices regardless of where they come from, and encourage the company that is in charge of the game we enjoy, because we have different tastes and different types of hobbies and enjoyment vis-a-vis the games. As in, if I see Arknights Enfield, for example, apparently they gave a battle pass, and then I was told ZZZ has once given a free battle pass. So it's like Arknights Enfield looked at ZZZ, they was like, all right, you know what, great, we're gonna copy that and we're gonna paste it here. And I see that now, I'm looking at Wuthering Waves going, look, I may not play ZZZ anymore, Arknights Enfield anymore, but I still play Wuthering Waves. But yeah, they're getting free battle passes out here, what's up? I'm not gonna go, oh no, well, Woo doesn't have to give a battle pass. No. I like that. Do that. That's it. And I feel like this is where the fatigue, in my opinion, comes from, is because people ran with the narrative that, oh, well, it has to be a king or a queen on top. Like, it can't be everybody is in the same ecosystem where we, the players, are the hot commodity, where all of them are fighting for us. No. This is the best game, and anything else can go to hell, and I'm gonna insult anything but my favorite game and defend my company as if I have stocks in there. Like, it's super weird. So basically, I want to look into the Hoyoshill versus Kurobot battle here, because I think this is a Hoyoshill coming at a Kurobot. So yeah, this is just me going on a small tangent as to why I believe there's a certain level of fatigue vis-a-vis Kurobotting and Hoyoshilling. Like, we're tired, bro. We're tired. If a company does something good, we're gonna praise the company for doing that, and we're gonna encourage the other companies to do the same. So yeah, let's listen, man. I like Arikado, by the way. I think this is a well-spoken individual.
To open up this video, I'd like to give my personal stance on why I believe the Wuthering Waves community is constantly referred to as being just as problematic with its tribalistic behavior when compared to Hoyoverse game communities, even if it's not a direct.
The reason why is because we had a bunch of ex-Hoyo players go there that were dissatisfied mainly by Genshin Impact, like myself, and they still took it upon themselves to keep doing the exact type of behavior they themselves were complaining about when they were in the Genshin community. They just became their worst enemy. They became the very thing they set out to destroy. It was a strange phenomena to watch it happen, because I was there since day one in when Wuwa came out, and I could see how the community was gradually transforming into the very thing they swore to destroy. It's nuts. It's like we're gonna fight fire with fire. No, you use water to put out fire. All right, there's a whole element. There's like 70% of the planet happens to be made of that element. Just use that, man.
One-to-one in terms of exact issues that either group has or creates. Whenever a situation arose surrounding the Hoyoverse community, be it mass online harassment or even far more deplorable situations, it was almost exclusively done so through a decentralized collection of faceless internet extremists that reside within these communities. Hoyoverse's reach and influence is objectively the farthest reaching of.
Wuwa.com also has a bunch of Hoyoshills who LARP as Wuwa players and incite tribalism to look bad. Some of them were caught red-handed too. So you're telling me we have Trojan horses? Wow.
Any gacha company currently, and the sheer size of their audiences reflect that in terms of raw numbers worldwide. Because of this massive audience size and the inherent anonymous nature of the internet, it's inevitable that Hoyoverse communities will contain the largest amount of extremists and mentally unstable individuals.
Yeah, because it only takes like 2%. And I remember this quote, a community is judged by the sum total of the 2% and how negative they are. If they are incredibly negative, it basically gives the whole community a bad image. It's like, you got to make sure, I think it's 2% or to 20%. I can't remember, but it's very important to keep the vocal minority in check. It's very important, or else you are judged by the sum of it, the sum of that. It's very dangerous. I literally heard there was this guy I used to hang out with. He said, and I quote, "I can't play Genshin anymore." I said, "Why not?" He goes, "Well, actually, I can play it, but like I have to play it indoors. I just can't play it like when I'm in public." That's strange. What's the problem with Genshin Impact being played in public? Like, at least it's Genshin. It's not fucking Candy Crush. He said, and I quote, "I don't want to be put in the same image as the Hoyoshills, as the Genshin Impact fans, because they're known to be toxic. I don't want to be seen as one of them. I'm not one of them. I do not behave like them. However, due to the negative image and the negative portrayals they have given to anybody that plays Genshin Impact and that enjoys Genshin Impact, this person did not want to be seen playing Genshin Impact in public, just in case it might make them seem negative and seem like they're toxic to the people they're gonna see them play Genshin Impact." So that's how far that thing can go, man.
I've discussed several times about the idea of not letting radicals and extremists of your own group speak for you or on your behalf, as they will end up defining your group to those on the outside.
That's paranoid? It's not. A lot of people care about how they look like in public. So yeah, why would I do something that can make people look at me and think I'm just weird? But I'm not weird, by the way.
Side looking in. However, these past statements were specifically in reference to those with an established personality and presence in online spaces. You cannot hold the silent majority of well-mannered Hoyoverse players responsible for the actions of chaotic forces when they have no means of anticipating their actions and keeping them under control or appropriately holding them accountable.
I know this will take a weird turn, but I kind of have to. This is very resemblance of racism. I hear that a lot of people within a skin color do a lot more crimes than others. Therefore, I'm not gonna look and try to test how this one individual of that particular community or skin color is gonna behave. I'm just gonna immediately assume they are exactly what I hear about that particular type. Like, I'm not gonna, he could be a man. For example, it could be a gender too. The man or the bear. Yeah, the man or the bear. A lot of ladies in this planet walk around scared of men due to some propaganda that all men are bad. But no, that's obviously not the case. The police officers that are going to come and arrest the very man you have an issue with are men. Like, what? So obviously they're not going to do that. But the reason why, whether it's like racism or gender or whatever, the reason why people operate like this is because it's a defense mechanism. By the time I give them, let's just say, the benefit of the doubt, it could be too late. So why not just AoE every man I see, every person within a skin color, depending on the skin, they're going to assume a stereotype that's a negative, so that should defend myself from, and they're just going to, no. I'm not going to risk it. Why would I risk it? And that's the thing. I think that's when it becomes a huge problem where, whether we like it or not, people in general, not all, but in general, from what I've observed in society, they just like to AoE because it simplifies life. Okay, man equates bad. Bear is better, apparently. That's it. Problem solved. I don't have to care anymore. Go vibrator.
This is completely different when compared to the anti-Hoyoverse side of the Wuthering Waves community, who very much are being rallied together and led by social media identities that can be held accountable for their contributions to Gacha tribalism. As unlike the average drama started by the Wuthering Waves community, this is completely different when compared to the anti-Hoyoverse side of the Wuthering Waves community, who very much are being rallied together and led by social media identities that can be held accountable for their contributions to Gacha tribalism. As unlike the average drama started by a random collection of Hoyoverse Twitter users, we know exactly who these anti-Hoyo creators are.
This is John Semin, right? I think one shy guy, I don't know who that is. I think this is our boy T, Nigerian perspective. Saint, this is Itachi Uchiha. This is Farina. Okay, I'm surprised someone with a Farina profile pic is shitting on Hoyo. I think I know this guy. I think this is Gacha something, and I think I know this guy too. I think they're decent CCs.
Where they are, what they are doing, what they gain from doing it, and how we can hold them accountable. When you generalize entire communities and then proceed to gaslight those who call you out just so you can displace accountability for sensationalizing your opposition, you radicalize moderates and well-mannered players.
Are we really?
He's right. The fact is, once you follow a certain formula, people are gonna see that.
Really gonna be speaking on behalf of Hoyoverse. The same community that makes CEO death threats, bomb threats, kills cats.
Anti-Hoyoverse members frequently use tragic / abhorrent events that were done by fringe minorities within Hoyoverse communities so they can put everyone down in what is a twisted form of character assassination. He's right. He's right. And I'm tired of pretending otherwise. He's totally right. I am tired. We had one retard that did this, a crazy ass person. That should not be the equivalent of the entire community doing it. Yes, you will always have weirdos hiding within communities. That's inevitable, like Thanos. But you cannot put the blame on everybody you see online. First of all, why even war for this? Like, this is stupid. Why even battle for this? It's crazy to me. And second, I don't have anything to do with that guy. I don't know him, and neither do you. So it's like, how am I being penalized for him?
Because they dislike the fact that a specific character looks like a cat and he's getting attention. They dislike the fact that
This is done to deflect critique of the tribalism they themselves participate in, even if the person in question they're talking to had no involvement in the event that occurred. Okay.
specific character looks like a cat and he's getting attention by girls.
If you attempt to call them out for making such categorical statements, they'll hide behind common sense logic and mock you for not knowing they weren't talking about everyone. It's intellectual dishonesty. He's right. Yeah, this is like those mental gymnastics, which you gotta call them out. I don't know. For me, it's like I always knew that's what people do. I was like, okay, so that's what you're on, or whatever. Because here's the thing: I don't want to even argue with someone that's pushing this type of narratives, because why the fuck would I? I don't know. It's like I feel like we should be caring about more important things in our lives.
I don't know what else.
I have a lot of respect for Blazion, and I would even go as far to say I feel a sense of camaraderie with him that I still have to this very day.
All
When he
right.
started content
So we have a call out. We have a friendly beef going on out here. We have a friendly call out. My man.
creation at around the same time, and we were both uplifted into relevancy when our videos were picked up by Tectone and St. Tontas as a vehicle to drive their own personal hate campaigns against Hoyoverse, its communities, and creators. Back then, Blazion's content was actually pretty solid for a newly emerging creator in the gacha space, especially when compared to me, as I would fumble around in my first couple months without any real guiding principles and eventually disappearing for a while without a word. Since coming back and going through a slow yet gradual period of growth and maturity in my own content, Blazion, on the other hand, has ended up going in the opposite direction and has been rapidly deteriorating from his never-ending conflict with the Genshin Impact community.
Ooh, shit. What the hell's going on?
I must confess, I already saw the writing on the wall as far back as November last year when he made a response video to my anti-Hoyoverse community video. A video where I was calling out content creators for use of underhanded tactics in order to tear down Hoyoverse communities. Blazion would then proceed to prove my very point almost immediately in his response video by justifying his behavior through generalizing the entire Hoyoverse community for the actions of a tiny handful of bad apples responsible for the voice actor harassment, the cat-killing situation, and the threat of violence against Hoyoverse CEO, Dawei.
I'm going to say some shit that might get me in trouble, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. The problem here is the messaging and how Blazion goes about it. Because Blazion could literally mean well in the sense of, no, I'm targeting the bad apples in the Hoyo community. But you don't say it verbatim. The way you go about it is generalizing, because when you generalize, your words tend to have more impact. And then you can fall back on, oh, no, that's not what I meant. I meant, of course, the bad apples, not like everybody. Like, duh. It's like what he said earlier. And this is where this becomes a problem. I guess we can finally see what he is really trying to say with this video. Shouts out to Arikado, man.
I watched this video within the first hour he had originally published it, yet simply chose to not respond to him, crossing my fingers in hopes that Blazion would eventually calm down. This, however, did not happen, as he would continue to radicalize himself further through continued tribalism, as well as beginning to engage with world politics and anti-woke gaming arguments on Twitter. This unrestrained, 24/7 cycle of Blazion subjecting himself to constant bickering and clashing against others reached a critical point on January 1st, 2026.
What is it with Twitter and Gacha CCs in Twitter and them just going full-o insano once they start going for Twitter, man? Was a link to the video? Hey, let me link that for you, man.
While I was out working that day, I was informed by several
Ooh, he's employed. Shit, chat. We have someone that's employed in the house.
Discord acquaintances that Ethan was broadcasting a livestream where he was discussing the ethical use of AI and its use in stripping OnlyFans models naked alongside Captain Cabinets, Rednew, and Blazion. This discussion quickly got out of hand because of several comments Blazion himself said that made the other 3 creators uncomfortable or potentially worse, to the point where the livestream was stopped abruptly and Ethan deleted the VOD in order to protect Blazion.
What the fuck did he say?
Hours later, Blazion would post on Twitter his desire to make positive changes for his mental health going forward. If I recall correctly, Ethan, Captain Cabinets, and Rednew had a private conversation with Blazion after the stream in order to calm him down and help him see the error of his ways. Once again, I chose to stay out of this matter in hopes that Blazion would finally dial things back, as well as to prevent any unnecessary backlash direct.
It was victim blaming? How so? Did he say that the girls are the ones in the wrong because someone is making them naked through AI?
At the other 3, whom I have no ill will towards. However, whatever change for the better that Blazion claims to pursue was seemingly short-lived, as he has chosen to instead continue his battle against Twitter groups he was opposed to and continue to do so to this very day.
Oh, it didn't work. His statement did not work.
Look, I'm not saying you can't make content covering the absurdity of what goes on in social media. I myself have an entire series of videos dedicated to that exact kind of content. But there is a serious difference between making some light fun of the daily toxicity that goes on within that platform, and it's another thing entirely to be right down there, rolling in the muck yourself.
I think we need to get Blazion a job. I think he just self-reported that he's unemployed, man.
And I'm not even referring to his public statements regarding world politics or his openly expressed opinions of anti-woke content in entertainment media.
I think if he want to talk about politics and what matters to him, I think that's totally fine, because I think as CCs, you do not want to be limited to just one thing. You do want to have let's just say, enough influence and enough presence online to where people care about what you have to say about more than just one topic. So as long as he does it right, I think it's smart, actually.
You can go look for that yourself on his profile. I know there are many of you within my audience who probably hate Blazion for one reason or another, and I'm not here to change your mind. But as someone who appreciates the opportunity to make personal connections through content creation, it has been incredibly painful for me to watch someone whom I grew in the space alongside with begin to deteriorate because of the superiority complex, generalizations, and whataboutisms that are the foundation of the anti-Hoyoverse community.
Bro, he's spitting. I did not know Arikado was this based, man. The only times I heard about this guy was Saint Choncha's shit talking him. But man, I like this guy. I do. I had the wrong first impressions about this guy, man. This guy's pretty based.
Blazion, I don't know what's got you so engrossed in the need to get so deep in the weeds of some of the most divisive topics you can find on the internet right now. For a while, I thought it was just simply to get your name out there and promote your own channel.
Oh, by the way, before I proceed further, the reason why he said superiority complex is because a lot of players like to associate their own self-worth to how well their favorite gacha game is doing. So it's like the more better it is, the more we're clearly doing better as a community than the other. Therefore, there's some form of competition and where we win through other people winning, through the company winning. I know it's weird. I know. Just work with me here. And they just like to associate their own self-worth with that. As in, because I belong to that community. It's like soccer. The closest thing I can say to soccer is like when your team does better than the other team, you feel uplifted and you ha he the other team, where it uplifts you because you happen to encourage the right team. You didn't even bet money on that. It's just there's the emotional validation that comes with that. If it didn't what happened for you, you might have seen others that it happened to. This is how this phenomena is explained.
I don't know what's got you so engrossed in the need to get so deep in the weeds of some of the most divisive topics you can find on the internet right now. For a while, I thought it was just simply to get your name out there and promote your own channel's growth. But at this point, I just don't know anymore.
It's because he found the shtick. It's like you find something you're good at, you keep doing the thing you're good at until you feel ready to do the thing that you really want to do. A lot of creators are operating this way. A lot of them are. Everybody's waiting for the right moment so that they can be able to do the thing they're good at now and the thing they want to do. I'll speak for myself and what a lot of CCs I've witnessed and spoke to. A lot of them are operating like this. It is what it is.
If your closest allies cannot get you to relax, and if I can't reach you in a more constructive fashion, then all I'm left with is to shine a light on your behavior for everyone else to see. So,
ooh. Hey, I'll be honest, man. Arikado is, I like this guy. I do. He's pretty clean, man. That's some pretty clean stuff.
Then all I'm left with is to shine a light on your behavior for everyone else to see. So please, get your shit together.
He's right. Blazion! You need to log the fuck in. So this is Blazion's response to Arikado Zodan's video. We're not gonna watch the full response. It's 39 minutes. This video is way too long, so we're just gonna read the post here, which I think he made as well as a form of TLDR on his response. So I need to make a public statement about the blatant weird psychoanalysis and attempt in bringing my name through the dirt made by Arikado Zodan. I think that was a clean, breakdown of everything, and I felt like it came from a good place. But and psychoanalysis I feel like is a decent thing. It's not like a weird bad thing, in my opinion, especially if it comes from a good place and that aims and its goal is to just open your eyes and push you towards the correct right path. So that's just me personally from what I could tell from the video. The way I interact with lunatics from the Hoyo community, time and time again, the people that enjoy playing Wuthering Waves are pointed the finger at being called toxic for enjoying Wuthering Waves, even if they just like the game. I'm pretty sure the Genshin community could say the same thing too. I think this applies to all the communities that have a bunch of people that come at them just for enjoying something that doesn't happen to be the thing that they enjoy as well. It's just this weird things like what we talked about, these weird minorities. It is what it is. The game gets continued standard just for existing because, God forbid, us enjoying our game without knowing that an orange hair character already exists in Genshin Impact first. This is like these weird minorities. Like, why are you giving power to these minorities? It's like what he said also in the start of the video, which is something everybody agrees with. Do not give power to the minorities, especially to this extent where it lets it ruin everything for you. This is now your own duty to manage how you feel towards certain things and to realize this is stupid. Me giving value to this stupid thing makes me even more stupid than the very stupid thing I'm complaining about. No, I am not. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I have a hard time enjoying things nowadays. Life be tough sometimes. I have a hard time enjoying things. Everything just tastes weird. But when I finally find something, some excitement, something that tastes good, man, I am not letting you take that away from me. Shut the fuck up. I will not even interact with you. Kiss my ass. I'm over here. I'm going to enjoy myself. I do not care what you have to say. Shut up. Jeez, that's how you do it. It's truly that simple. Most of the people that enjoy Wuwo were ex-Genshin players. Some of us, the most analytical, compare things we play or play to determine the value, and in Gacha games, how we measure if a Gacha game is worth our time and money. Fair. This is being seen as toxic since the dawn of Wuthering Waves. Who the fuck said that? Was this a thing? I've been here since day one. I don't think I've ever heard that. But then again, I could have missed it. We aren't allowed to criticize Genshin, remember? Yes, you are allowed, but again, same thing. People complain about Wuwa, the Wuwa community will reply, and vice versa. That's it. But you don't have to. I'll be honest. In my but in my experience with complaining about Genshin, people were very more receptive. Like the more time went on, I feel like the more a community was created of people that woke up from the slumber of, I don't think we can ride with Hoyo and how they do Genshin anymore. It's a good game, but the devs just killed it for us. So especially now when we have clearly better products in the market. Those arbitrary rules, those are the arbitrary rules, but why? The reason is simple, because criticizing the game is criticizing something they like, and because they get emotional, they act in a defensive way. It's like most communities, really. These are the overly emotional people that are not only calls the Wuthering Waves community toxic for correcting misinformation made by the slander companies about games, but they also harass continuously their VAs. It's like what I said earlier in the video. Just make sure you do not generalize the entire community. Just say these toxic parasites in the Genshin community that I feel like the Genshin community as well should just rip out. That's what you say. Just make sure. Like I said, I think Blazion does mean well, and this tells me that I was right. But your language, the way you go about the message is good. The messaging, there's some misses there. So just work on the messaging. I made the research. I got all the cases. Everyone knows they had Hoyoverse harassment towards their own VA memes. A community that is as toxic as Hoyoverse that harasses their own VAs multiple times, that has other fandoms like with Nikkei Infinite website being hackers to display a disgusting message while telling the users to go play Genshin Impact, publicly harassing Denaya's VA that never got called out by nobody is in a community worth your time. I like to disagree. I think this is a bunch of toxic fucks that should not even be interacted with and should be blocked like the little dummies that they are, and go. If anything, the very community should be encouraged to fight back against those guys, like I said earlier, and others should make sure. We have to make sure this is who we mean. Not everybody's like this. This is a very, very important distinction in how you go about your messaging. This is key because I have never, ever met anybody that plays SSR, Genshin, ZZZ, all those games that behaved like this. Hoyo fans have been, to me personally, some of the best folk I've met. Period. I do. I met a lot of amazing people that happen to be Hoyo fans. I do. Wu as well. I met a lot of cool folk. Arcanite Sinfield, I'm meeting some of them now. They're very cool people, right? So this does if all these communities are portrayed as toxic and bad, well, clearly that wasn't my experience. So what the fuck is going on? Clearly someone is lying then. Or maybe there's just a small distinction, as in the majority is not like that. A vocal minority is that way. Therefore, we should call out the vocal minority and not everybody. That's it. It's not that hard. It's not worth my time talking to a community that doesn't condemn their continuous harassment of VAs. They dismiss it. You just encourage them. Here's the thing. A lot of players don't even know that shit is happening. It is what it is. They dismiss it and say other communities do it too, 1 or 2 cases. But your community isn't mean to Genshin players. Now about the elephant in the room. Yeah, he was a little bit yapping there, I'll admit. What Arikado did as a video was hyper-analyzing my behavior lately of either personal ideas, grabbing a very old VOD. That's how I interact specifically with the Hoyoverse fandom and weaponize it to attack me. I don't think that was an attack. I think that was just holding up the mirror. Why do you think this is the case? Why would he do a thing like this? So you think he woke up from bed and decided to do something altruistic vigilante to stop the gospel? All right, let's see who Arikado truly is. Okay, so now we're going to go after Arikado as a person to negate what he has to say. But I don't think this matters. The point remains with what Arikado said about you is good criticism that you can look within and go, you know what? I can do better, actually. Good. Okay, let's see who Arikado truly is. Okay, I don't know Arikado enough. Let's see what the streets have to say about him. Because I think the only one I heard is Saint, who had an issue with him, and now Blazion, who also has an issue with him. All right, Arikado, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. He always seems like a nice person reaching out to me and saying hi, but he actually never comes to me and asks, what's up and what do you mean with this if something I do or say concerns him. It means you're acquaintances. We are not friends, we were never friends. It's obvious there are ulterior motives. No, it just means you're acquaintances. This is the same, or maybe this was him, trying, he makes the first step towards you, but there was never much steps from you towards him. Therefore, he was trying to start something, but wasn't reciprocation, so he just moved on, which is normal. This is the same person that when he was making a video defending ZZZ, and I was on Ethan's chat reacting to Arikado's video, joking about Arikado being paid by ZZZ devs, Arikado purposely ignored my comments defending Arikado's point of view. Do you remember what Arikado did afterwards? He grabbed specifically my comment and said I was 100% serious, insinuating he got paid. Yeah, see, that's why I learned a very important lesson. Just don't chat in someone that's recording a video. Just never do that. I learned that the hard way. If anything, I'll be honest, some chats I can no longer chat in. I learned that the hard way. I got punished so bad, especially recently, ever since the start of this whole Saint stuff. I was like, I'm not chatting anymore. I'm lurk, because every time I speak about, when it's about Saints, for example, I'm called a glazer now. I'm glazing Saint now. It's getting crazy. I was like, all right, evil has won. I'm stupid if I keep talking, because I know this behavior is not going to change. So I'm stupid if I keep talking. So I'll just shut the fuck up. So this was only to show his audience that me and others, yes, Saint Chantas included, were attacking Arikado. Thanks for purposely throwing me under the bus for victim points at the time, Arikado. This is a manipulation of the narrative, and it was the first time I felt someone from the Gacha content creators threw me under the bus. Okay, I don't remember if we made up or we just started talking again, but I have been in a safe distance from Arikado because of that weird betrayal he did to me. Even during the entire St. Toncha situation, he would try to say hi to me in random streams we were in, and I would rarely respond, if not just saying hi back to him to be nice. I think a lot of us as CCs are acting like girls, man. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think a lot of guys will agree and know exactly what I'm talking about. But I think a lot of CCs are behaving like girls, man. The girls type of relationships. That's why a lot of girls don't even want to hang out with girls anymore. They hang out with guys. Yeah, oh, he betrayed me because he said, you were never friends. The fuck you mean betrayal? You were never an item. Betrayal requires trust. There was never any of that. He don't know you and you don't know him. There's no betrayal. Like they keep saying this, like these big words. It's like we're really that deep in that. No, you're not. Shut up. I hate the OF industry. It's tied to modern feminism, which has nothing to do with old feminism. Nowadays, there's many problems at hand. The growth of OF exists the producers and consumers. Statistically, if you're an OF girl with 100,000 followers, what do you think these followers are there for? Your kindness or your personality? Some might. How many? Perhaps 100. Imagine if I said OF chicks want to find an actual partners like Alanity. I have no idea who that is, and I'm surprised you know. Of finding your ideal 0.1%, 0.1% of finding your ideal partner instead of a guy that wants to just, this is the reality. So when I talked about the AI situation, my problem, instead of saying it's only natural, I should have said that it is expected to see more deranged men doing this to OF girls pictures than non-OF girls. This doesn't excuse it. You're missing the point. No, look, some things you just don't defend them, man. You don't have to keep breaking some things down. There's nothing to break down here. The rules are very simple. Some things don't need nuance. Some things are simple. Just simplify them. People have, as in myself, I have the right, and only I have the right to my physique, right? Yes, it's locked behind a paywall, but like for you to AI alter me, you don't get to do that. You get to see me naked the way I want you to see me naked. Other than that, no. That's it. It's really not that hard. It's really not that hard, man. Yes, it's weird. Yes, I can see where the lines might be blurred for some guys, but that's how simple it is, though. Like, it just, people just want to take one thing and then make whatever they want with it. It's so weird. This is a weird psychoanalysis of my character made by someone that was clearly never was to be trustworthy ever since I met him. Arikado is the type of person that will throw people under the bus to make himself look like a victim for sympathy points. A lot of people behave like this. At that point, when people do that, I'm like, oh, so you play the game? All right. And I didn't need to say much to Arikado to make him see how garbage his actions truly are. You know the reason why I stopped talking to you, Arikado? You know it! And that pisses you off. What's the reason? Have fun psychoanalyzing everything I say that makes your subconscious feel better about how shitty human being you truly are. Very long essay. True. A few things I must ask, very short. If Wu was CC stop making videos comparing to, then Hoyo won't attack. Like, I'm confident no real Genshin player is comparing Hayuki to Ayaka. Yeah, but Wu, I think, is comparing Hayuki to Ayaka. Second OF girls. Nobody that buys their OF stands zero chance with that girl. She already has a man putting in the work. It's over. That was more of a statement. And your statement of the OF girl getting revealed by AI. Not all OF girls do full reveal, so it will be eating like, that's actually true. Or something they try to help premium against men, so that's why they are upset with it. They sign up. No. And last, did you really say the quiet monkey, or is that taken out of context? I think you forgot to check your daily schizo pills, Gramps. Damn. Bruh. I'm short on time. Can I voice call you for some corrections?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello, V.
Hey, Arikado. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. I'm about to leave for work in a moment. I just wanted to make some clarification. I just wanted to make some clarifications first. Do you think you could here, I'm going to share my screen for a second. So, I want to talk about where's the section for me? Okay, there we go. So, I believe that, in my opinion, this is how this is an opinion Blazion has had for me for quite some time, and I wasn't even aware that he held this opinion of me since coming back. So I need some. So I'm gonna read this out again. This is the same person that when he was making a video defending ZZZ, and I was on Ethan's chat, he was reacting to Arikado's video, joking about Arikado being a paid ZZZ dev, and then he says he grabbed specifically my comment and said that I was 100% seriously insinuating he got paid. And then he suggests that I threw him under the bus because of that. So since you don't know me, I need some context for a second. So when I used to be like very like pro Saint Tontas, as I was trying to find my footing, I gotta be honest, like there was a period of time where I just didn't really know like how the fuck to navigate like the gacha space.
I get it.
So I was doing some pretty wild shit in my first 2 months in terms of tone, delivery, and like attacking people. So I decided one time, okay, I'm going to make a video about Wuthering Waves' endgame. And it was a really bad video. Like, I am not a Wuthering Waves player, and I think people who watched this video understood I'm not a Wuthering Waves player. And back then, I did not know how to handle, based on some of my even more previous videos, I did not really do a good job of like handling commenters or even like other creators. So the next day, I immediately crashed out. In a very spectacular fashion over the negative response that I got from that video.
Like everybody else, all right.
In it, I used a couple of examples of people trying to like basically theorize why I made that video in the first place. So you've got this user PK Devil Luke here saying that I did it because Rezi, Loki, Gacha, and EO made the script, because there's a previous video on my channel where I made up with them. Where
Poor
I
EO, man. Poor EO. He's just catching strays for no reason, man.
So right here, I've made up with Rezi, Loki, Harbor, and EO. And this video came out between these two videos. They're not here because they're privated. I put them back up on my channel, but they're in a playlist called the Controversial Collection. This is where like all the videos that I've privated or removed like in the past are, that I've been trying my best to grow from since then.
All right.
So
that's GG's, man. Based.
So Blazion was in Ethan's chat, and Ethan was reacting to that endgame video, and he said this. And I can believe Blazion that he probably did, like, he didn't mean this. But yeah, like I said earlier, I was very I could not handle my emotions at all in content creation at that time. I absolutely went ahead and did Blazion a disservice in doing that.
Well, it's not necessarily just that. You literally just did what a lot of people do, which is understandable. It's like what I said when I first read it. It's what people do. You're doing exactly what people do in these situations. I understand where you're coming from. Like, I'm not gonna demonize you for that.
Yeah, I was absolutely not in. I was not in the right headspace that time, and
I understand.
Even I tripled down as well, because I then made this 1-minute video where I then basically just flipped the table and said, okay, I'm not going to cover Wuwa at all, and I'm also going to cut myself off from like 10 plus creators. And then I tried making one video afterwards, and I still had a lot of backlash, understandably so. So I said, okay, fuck this. I've had my run with content creation. I'm done. I'm not coming back. And there's a massive 2-month gap where I basically just fell off the face of content creation, and I honestly was probably never going to come back. But then I got bored. I got bored.
Based. Nice.
So it's like I was having a lot of fun with making videos. So
I'm saying, right?
I'm gonna try and just come back in. I'm gonna just do my best to distance from myself from the hellscape that I've created for myself. Smart. And just try and pick up the pieces and just go from there. And slowly but gradually, I would, through trial and tribulations and, trials by fire, I would slowly, become the person that I am today in terms of like my delivery. Like I'd say somewhere around like the start of this year, somewhere around here 2 months ago, is when I'd say I've gotten a far better grasp on how I want to deliver my content and talk about myself and other people.
So we're literally in the same boat, man.
So I understand why Blazion may have an issue with this, but at the same time, I am rather upset that Blazion has held this opinion of me for so long. Like,
okay, so I gotta ask.
I had a conversation. I went into his live stream during a Star Resonance Blue Protocol stream 5 months ago to say hi and say, hey, I'm back. And I chatted with him for 20 minutes. For like 20 or 30 minutes, and we were just talking about stuff. What was he thinking about this the whole time? From this onward, like anytime we'd have an interaction, he was just thinking about this, and he couldn't like talk to me about it.
I think it's just the classic of when people feel attacked by someone, they start pulling up the receipts of everything negative they know about that person. It's like very classic behavior in response to like what they deem is like, someone's trying to expose me, or let me expose you back and shit.
I never once for a second thought that Blazion was upset at me, because it wasn't even like in like the top 100 things that I've been thinking since I left and since I come back this whole time. Like, it never once occurred to me. So when Blazion then, because he made a tweet and then a YouTube post and then the video. I saw this tweet first. So I had no context for this. I defended you and your viewpoint while also making silly jokes on your behalf. This is referring to he got paid to make the bad Wuwa endgame video. You decided to grab said jokes and ignore me defending you, and decided to make a narrative that I was really attacking you to farm sympathy. Friends don't throw people under the bus. Arikado.
So let me ask, yes, are you actually friends?
Okay, so I will admit that my camaraderie, quote unquote, like this feeling of camaraderie I had with him, it not being reciprocated because he doesn't know me that well, and I've created this relationship for myself to kind of like ground myself and help myself feel welcome in the space. So I did to a degree kind of latch myself onto someone else that I started content creation at the same time around.
So you felt like you were the new kid in class, and he's the first person that was somewhat socialized with you. So it was like, all right, great. He could be like my entry point to be cool with everybody.
Relate to. I felt like I could relate to because we started around the same time.
So
and we had
you
like
don't necessarily friends. You're just someone that you thought like, we cool. This could be something, but
I thought we could be friendly. I thought we could be friendly.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's like you were trying to get into friendship, but there was no reciprocation, so therefore you backed away.
So
that's my theory.
Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I just wanted to present this information. Blazion,
I had to nail it. All right, great. Someone asked in chat, why didn't you DM him before making the video? I'm guessing it's because, well, you're not friends. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But, if you want to respond to that.
Well, like I said in the video, I wasn't sure. So I wasn't sure if I could have really done anything either, since he's more associated with Ethan, Captain Cabinets, and I'd argue even he's more associated with Red New than me. And I will admit, I will take accountability that if there is something I've objectively done wrong, it was not reaching out to him. I absolutely could have, and I just didn't, and that was a fuck up on my part. But
okay, now
that I have this context that he sees me as, quote, a backstabbing weasel, I'm having doubts that me talking to him would have actually done anything. It's like I did fuck up.
I understand you. I get it.
This is what he thought about me. Should I really? Do I really want to Do I really
I get it. I understand, because here's the thing: when people buy into a certain type of ideology and behaviors, it's very hard to stop them from doing it. Which I think this was the message of your video. Correct me if I'm wrong, because it came from a good place. But again, let me just ask you directly, because that's just my game theory. Let me ask you directly: is it an actual slander, or is it holding up the mirror? Which one is it?
Holding up the mirror.
All right. Well, I got it right, chat. Yep. We got it right. We good here, chat. We good. We may suck at video games, but we're pretty decent at drama, man.
That is all. I just wanted to make that correction and clarification. Blazion himself.
That's what I thought too. That's how it came off to me.
Blazion in his response video did say that if I don't push this, then he will not push this, and I will choose to not push this beyond coming in here to give you clarification on this and context on the situation. But otherwise, I do not wish to push this.
All right, I've said my piece. We'll both go. Wait, Blazion says, "Stop talking about my friendships and acquaintances. Should have messaged me instead of making this video. Don't change the timeline of events. If you really think I was actually derailing, if you truly respected me, you would have messaged me instead of psychoanalyzing my friendships." I don't think he analyzed your friendships. He analyzed you. Where was the friendship part? Did I miss something? I think the video was all about you, man.
Also, I'm not changing the timeline of events. I'm correcting what those events were. It was not a ZZZ defense video. It was me crashing out 24 hours later after receiving a lot of hate and backlash that I did not appropriately respond to.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Because of a bad Wuthering Waves endgame video.
Okay,
It wasn't me defending ZZZ wasn't even in the conversation.
All right, so you do somewhat, because I kind of hear some level of accountability and somewhat apology towards, yeah, I should have done better in the sense. So could have DM'd him about it because I could have maybe not have had a video, but I could have gotten a friend had I went about approaching this differently. It's kind of the vibe I got from you. I could be wrong though.
I don't know really.
Oh, okay.
It's a very tangled mess of a situation.
Well, I feel like it's not that complicated. It's just that there's emotion going on right now and ego, and also participating in let's just say classic internet beef behavior that I feel like if you were to just back away from for just a sec, Blazion, I think you guys could really find a good middle ground here.
But you never said anything afterwards? You didn't either. You didn't say anything about it
you're
either.
Emotionally responding in that video, but by doing so, you done me dirty. I don't think he done you dirty, Blazion. I think he literally just held up a mirror. Yes, he could have done it privately for sure. He doesn't need to do it publicly. I agree with you there. But then again, like I said earlier, you guys aren't actually friends. And because you're not actually friends, like you're these cordial acquaintances, Arikado gets to do whatever the fuck he wants to do, and if it comes at the cost of, well, you, that's the name of the game that's unfortunately been normalized. I get how wrong it is, but that's the world we live in now, unfortunately. Yes, you shouldn't participate in problems, but only if you want solutions to those problems, or else people just take it the way they are. On the stream, specifically selected comments. That's what people do. Like it's like what you do when you look at Twitter.
No, I fucked up. I said I fucked up on that one. That was a mistake. That was a mistake on my part.
Yeah, there it is.
But I didn't know. I didn't know you were upset. I didn't know.
Let me add you, man.
This whole time about it.
Can I add him to the call? Maybe we can hash it out together.
I literally have to go to work. Like I literally have to go to work. I'm gonna be late at this rate.
Oh fuck.
I'm sorry. I can't.
We can do it some other time. I will do it some other time then. Hey, you take care, King. Right. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah. I just wanted to come in here and just make corrections in that regard. Okay. Oops.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. And take care, bro.
All right. Yeah. See ya.
Yo, what's up?
How you been, man?
Yeah, I've been actually fine. Low key. I've been reading a lot, reading especially the Bible, reading Heart of War as well. And it's been wild actually. I feel like
so have you heard and have you read about poisoning the well?
Yes, I
because
did.
In the arts of war, it is a very important tool to go about dismantling your opponent.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
It is
right?
really
So basically, like the idea is very simple. In that specific time with Ethan, basically he made a really bad video. Of course, everyone does that. Even I have bad opinions. I know that. And basically, a lot of people were shitting on him, and I remember that because I was on Ethan's stream, right? And I was like talking about that, and I was defending Arikado's point of view. And that comment that you saw, right, that Arikado showed, and that he obviously expressed regret for what he did in that video. That was not the only comment that I made. I made a lot of things like defending him. However, he wanted to specifically select that comment to put that on a video. And I understand he was getting shit on, right, by a lot of people. But that is an action that comes from a motive.
Okay.
Right? And when he actually did that, and obviously he himself said that he expresses regret for that, he himself, went off, took time off and whatnot. Sure. But did, just like a plate that you throw a plate to the floor and the plate gets broken, did it actually fix it afterwards by going to the kitchen 3 hours later? No, not really. Right? So that's kind of the same situation. He kind of fucked up. He kind of threw me under the bus just to farm likes, views, and sympathy. And he never actually messaged me to actually ask me at the time if what I was saying was true or not. He just made the video. And as soon as he did that, in my eyes, he proved, oh, he's the type of person who throws others under the bus just like that.
Okay, so what do you mean by throwing under the bus? Because for me to throw you under the bus, there needs to have been something beforehand. So what do you think was going on?
So imagine the following. When you are having like a type of let's say co-work relationship, right? In a co-work relationship where you are being cordial towards each other, like you said before, right? There has to be some sort of respect between both of you, right?
Yes.
So when you actually throw someone under the bus, smudge their image publicly just for the intentions of putting yourself in a position that you are a victim of, sad problems, right? That is throwing someone under the bus. That is for what? To get views, to get likes, to get sympathy from other people.
Okay, so how did he say he was a victim of you? Because of the screenshot?
Well, obviously, what do you think that... Okay, so there's something that is named intent, right? You don't actually need to say out loud the very specific thing you want people to think, right? So the idea is, the premise is that by showing that, he's basically showing that people are accusing him of X, Y, and Z. In my case, he's like of getting paid by ZZ.
So anyway, Arikado, were you actually friends or not? So you said coworkers, as in the job.
He's not there.
Sorry.
I don't think he's there on the, unless if
Good.
he's answering on YouTube. You're asking Arikado, or you're
No, I'm
asking
asking
me
you,
about
bitch.
Arikado?
I'm asking
Okay,
you.
sorry. That's
No,
for me.
Arcado went to work. He's a little too employed for this shit.
Yeah.
So what I'm asking is, since you're not like completely friends, and you say like you just have like a cordial working relationship, and something to take into consideration is the fact that there is an incentive to push yourself ahead by, let's just say, making an expose on someone. Would you not say that at this point it's kind of like the name of the game, as in also you, the way you responded to him is also in the name of the game, and
No,
not
it's
this
not. The way that I
relationship,
responded to,
actual
yeah.
heartfelt things towards X and Y.
No, I don't think so. I think it has nothing to do with actual gacha. I think that the
I'm
way that I
talking
responded.
CCing, not gotcha. I'm talking about CCing
Oh,
as a
okay.
game.
Then, if that's the case, yes,
All
it
right.
has nothing to do with the content of what I do. It has to do with what he's doing right now. And you may think that's not the case. You may think that is it's him wanting the best for me, right? But someone who says that they have a lot of respect for, I believe you watched this video, right?
Yeah, I did.
Because you were talking about okay, great. You said you saw a lot of the parts where he says that he has respect for me. Okay, now with the context that you have, right, with the thing that he did, and knowing that perhaps it could have been an issue, right? You putting out there something that can, you purposely selecting something from a stream of a guy that is actually defending your ass, and then that you want to grab the comment that is a joke, right? Only to
Okay, so he
paint
said
someone in a bad
he wasn't
image.
in the proper mind frame at the time, is what
I
he
know,
stopped for 2 months.
I know.
And
Actions have
he just
consequences.
he just applied the classic AoE shit. Here's something I wanna here's
I
something I wanna
understand
say.
that, but
Okay,
there's
I'm not
things
the
also.
afflicted, so
Yeah,
I may be off my, if I'm
right.
off the line here, please put me back in my place. But I
Oh,
feel like
good.
that happened such a while ago, and considering what happened is like something you typically see from how people behave and how they go about defending themselves, where they go full AOE and shit. It's like I don't think like holding it against him like that is like even doing yourself a service. It's like
But
you
give me a
just let
sec.
bygones be bygones. Like
Can I say the
people do
following?
dumb shit when they're mad. It is what it is.
I'll answer that. I'll
All
answer
right.
that.
Yeah.
So even if he expresses regret now,
Mm.
something that I didn't know, right? From my perspective, right? From my perspective, this is someone who actually did that, right? And
Uh-huh.
there's consequences to one's actions, right?
Yeah.
So when he did that, I did get upset, and it's not like I was gonna hate them at the time. I just had the leg behind my back. I don't know how to say this in English, but that's a saying. I was
Okay.
basically skeptical about his actions. I stopped, wanting to be as close to him as I would be before, right? And it's justifiable. I think it's justifiable for me to uh, react that way
I do.
after
I
what he
do,
did.
but
But that
it's
doesn't mean that
like
I hated them. But just saying, that doesn't mean that I hated them. Okay.
uh-huh.
But the thing is,
But
this
you still
video,
held resentment towards him for that.
exactly. I did held
He
resentment
was shocked by that too.
because he probably had no idea that his crash out affected some others. That's
Okay,
the
this is a game theory, is what I commented on the video, and just answer me if it's true or not.
oh good.
Maybe you didn't care about it then, but once you saw him do this, all of a sudden it made you care about it because you felt like he was coming at you.
Now that's exactly what's happening.
We're
You're
good
on
at
it.
drama,
You're on
chat. We're just good at drama. We just don't
it.
miss.
Yep.
Our game theories are true. We got them.
Uh, so
Yep.
so picture the
Both
following.
of them. That's right,
Picture the
Chad. That's
following.
right. Game
You
theories
know
for
that
V. Gramps know better, boys. Gramps know better,
you know
ladies and
that
gents.
sentence V, the fool me once,
Shame on you.
fool me,
Family
yeah,
twice.
fool
Shame on
me
me.
twice. You know, that's kind of what happened, right? So at the time it happened that, and it's the crash out. He showed regret because of his crash out, but he actually didn't know how much it affected other people, right? And that was what happened then. And now he's making a video with the idea that he respects other content creators, like in my case, right? And he's trying to pull me back on track because what's happening? This guy's destroying himself. I care so much for him, and the way that he
I don't
portrays
think he
himself
said
in
he
the
cares
video,
so much about you. He just wanted to call out a behavior to what he
I'm
deems
being
is
hyperbolic. I'm being
kind of
hyperbolic.
like lowering yourself to some things, which
Yeah.
I guess you
So
remember. I thought so too. I always thought that like the way you go about kudu botting and stuff is all fun and
uh,
games and stuff, but I still feel like you could be more, is what I think. But because here's the thing, I think me and Arikado can easily recognize because he said something key. I don't know if you kept attention, if you paid attention, you were here when we were
mhm,
on call, but he said, I was trying to find myself, as in how I want to portray myself in videos and stuff. And I'm kind of on the same boat there too. As in, like, we want to find this good, well presented, well mannered fashion to go about presenting videos and our takes on matters. I feel like you're in the same boat too. And you're taking the safe route of what has been proven to work. And that's something I've done myself in the past. And before I realized it, I was called a drama goblin. I was called this and that,
oh, true.
which I was not. But I thought I
There's
was
different
not. In
things.
spirit, I
I
was
understand.
not. But my behavior said that I was. And people will judge you by your behavior because they don't know you. So I
Yep.
feel like you're kind of there. And maybe that's how Arcado and myself are saying that because I feel like you're a very intelligent, intellectual individual. It's like
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying. If you're pretty
I know.
base, because I know your story a bit, you know, when it comes to weight loss and stuff, you're him when it comes to that stuff. So it's like, is someone like you lowering themselves to this?
So you see it as lowering because, like I said before, it's poisoning the well. I see it as being correct. So the moment that I decided, hey, you know what, maybe I am the problem, maybe I should stop being tribalistic, and I actually decided to not make any single tribalistic content out there, I realized that actually the communities, the same people that actually bitch about tribalism, they are the ones who also indulge themselves in it. So that actually doesn't change at all. Everyone bitches,
Well, there's an
everyone tries to put
incentive
it
to
out of them.
indulging in it. It's because well, you can farm it, so it makes sense.
No, that's for me. It's good for me to farm it, right? At least I am getting paid for that, right? But
Okay,
the thing
well,
is,
see, there's some payments that are maybe unseen, but they are still payments because people get validation off that. That's currency. I don't know if you've heard, but validation is currency.
true.
So,
Uh, but yeah, basically, what I'm saying is, by getting proven right that actually there is an underlying issue out there, which is the fact that there's an actual community that doesn't call, for the most part. Once again, we're talking about like this. This feels like I'm in a political debate where people are trying to, oh, you have to actually use the proper usage of specific words. Okay, bro, it's not the entire community of Genshin. Okay,
no,
it's
on
just
this one, when we generalize, you're saying one thing. When you specify, you're saying a whole different thing. Those are two
exactly.
different meanings.
So to clear that out, there are outliers who actually harass the VAs. It's a
All right.
thing that has been happening ever since the launch of the game from 2020 to 2026. I get it out, all the evidence for every single one. You can just search it up on Google for any of these cases, which was 33 separate instances of VAs getting harassed. This has correlation to actual obsess and addiction to these characters and to these games. These are the same people that can't take any criticism over their game. They can't, uh, you know, talk about the bad things because talking about the bad things is seen as toxic. But yeah, basically, this is a community that doesn't call out for the most part. They don't call out the issues, right? Meanwhile, in the other side of the field, right, in the other side of the war, in the Wooden Ways community, right, we got the Alto VA situation. This is my point of view. Okay, everyone can disagree with me if they
Of
are
course.
if they're okay with it. I think that this game was born through this tribalism, and it can't stop being like that. And the
It
reason
became the
is very
norm.
simple. It's because a lot of the people, a lot of the audiences match with each other. yes, there's gonna be retards in both sides, both Genshin and both WoW. But the thing is, the people who play Genshin, they know that certain things are bad. They know it. And when they see something on Wuwa or like a new character being revealed or whatever, they don't like it. They generally don't like. It's like an actual emotion of envy that is happening, which is why when they attack another game. And if you think about that, most of my videos, and this is ridiculous to say, but most of my videos is just me talking about what happened because of Wu were doing something, and this is the reaction of the Genshin community to said thing.
But anyway, so basically,
Yeah,
I
no.
guess we can just sum it up.
It's like the obsession.
Would you say, all in all, considering the spirit of the message, which I guess can be tough for you to see considering you are the target, would you still say that maybe after, you chill out a little bit, like maybe it's like a bit of a positive, so that for you also to go, you know what, that's an angle I didn't see. He didn't do the best job there. Now also with how he just clarified the fact that he is actually remorseful and sorry towards uh the whole screenshot and everything. As in, like, he could have done a better job. Maybe he could have DM'd you as well. Like, you can tell that there's a some degree of
There was a degree
remorse
of,
towards everything. Would you
remorse.
not say that all in
I can
all?
see that.
Sorry.
I can see that. I can see that there is remorse over his actions, but I don't think he knew because it hit him in a way that he had no idea that this happened. I think that remorse that he has is for the way that he acted and not for how he affected others. Right? So I probably he had no idea that it actually did that, bad light to other people, in this case me, right? And also, it's not just that. Once again, what made me actually put this out there is specifically because of this video, right? That it released. And yes, we can agree or disagree with the way that I am behaving towards these people. To me, I feel like it's an obsession. I prove that it's an obsession. And if someone wants to prove me otherwise and say that both communities are equally toxic, I can just like throw him the 33 plus document on Twitter saying, yeah, no, you guys, harass your VA, shut the fuck up. I'm just calling people stupid on Twitter.
Okay, but yeah,
But
you're right. But
this
still,
video, the second half of his video, is basically grabbing a deleted VOD, to put out there a specific thing to say that, oh, I'm off. I'm such a bad person. I'm going in the wrong direction. When I myself in that same stream, I corrected myself. I understood what I said wrong, and I understood, improved, and said sorry for it. Meanwhile, he's still grabbing the old messages of the VOD that Ethan wanted to delete for my own safety, and he wanted to bring it out there just to paint the narrative that I'm you know, turning into a bad person right now.
What is you doing?
What is the purpose of putting this in a video? You can not shit talk, sorry. You can call out, right, the way that I'm behaving right now, but grabbing a VOD, like a deleted VOD, insinuating how other people are feeling, talking about other people's friendships. I don't know about you, okay? But I think that is psychoanalyzing things.
of
I
course,
think
the
that's
whole
specific
video is
too much.
psychoanalyzing. I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah,
It's
but if
just
you
that
justify that,
he
it's
because here's the
strange.
thing.
It's
Unfortunately,
really bad
the people that are
on
close to you
other
are
people.
gonna get AOE typically, because that's why people are afraid of who they associate with. Because if I associate with someone that's problematic, that shit can AOE on me. So
Okay,
that's why a lot of people are
but
afraid of that. So I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying this is not something that is outside of like
Damage.
damn.
and by the way, there's a guy saying to publicly denounce what you did and make your stance clear. Blah 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 blah. Okay, go watch my video, bro. I talk
Well, yeah,
I talk
he
about
made a
that.
video too. But I guess what I'm trying to
Uh,
say, like, just
yeah,
just
I'm
so that,
basically
like,
saying that.
I think
I
like you
am very
guys,
lonely.
there's
I
just
am
a
very
misunderstanding. There's misunderstanding, and I think it's like it's so there, like, where you guys can just have a sit down, talk about it. One is already holding himself accountable and showing remorse. you could do the same, and bada bee, bada boom, it's over.
I mean, if he deletes the video, if he wants to delete the video, and that's fine, sure, whatever. I'll delete mine as well if
Okay,
that's
well, the video
what you want to
isn't
do.
necessarily completely wrong. Some points are correct.
No, the idea of the video is to paint a narrative of me, and he's basically poisoning the well most of the time, and then he makes a confirmation bias. He evaluates other people's friendships the entire time.
Okay, I see your point.
He grabs once again. You are talking about someone that supposedly was fine with me, had no issues with me, right? Before me making that statements, right? He had no
Mhm.
issues with me. He's totally fine with me. He's totally fine to the point of never ever sending me a message. If I was truly going off, the deep end and being like all crazy and that and derailing, maybe you would have, you know, came to me and asked me, What's happening? What's up? Are you good?" Maybe he would have done that if it was actually a problem, right? But he actually put that in public. Why? I'm making the
Okay, I
questions.
may be a dick
Why is
here,
he
but I
doing
just got this weird tinfoil hat game theory that I just can't seem to shake. Now, what if, it's a game theory, there's some held resentment due to the fact that you guys couldn't actually be friends? Because he did say, we're cordial, all that good stuff. Like we could have been friends, but there wasn't much reciprocation. He could have been more inclined to target you specifically due to the once felt kinship towards you. Since that didn't work, people don't like, let's just say, quote unquote, rejection, because this is a type of rejection. So therefore, maybe he used you specific. Because what I find interesting, I feel like there's more other examples than just you. Because he could have used
I
anybody he
understand
showed in the
that.
screenshots, but he used
Let's
you.
be honest. Let's be honest. I understand that he was in an emotional state when he made the second video. I understand that. I understand he crashed out. I also crashed out one time in a video. Sure, I understand that. But the thing is, when he did that, right? Even if he crashed out and even if he said sorry for his crash out publicly, he did do things to other people, right? This is the consequences of one's actions. So if he actually used me to throw me, quote unquote, throw me under the bus just for the likes and views, because he's a victim in that specific video, something still happened to me, right? And it's only expected for me to have a negative reaction and to hold my distance from him. It's as simple as that. I held my distance from him during the entire Saint drama, right? When people were in YouTube chats, sorry, in streams, like for example in your stream, I
Why
would
don't
see
everyone
him.
join the call and
Sometimes
talk
he
it
would.
out? Arikado had to go to work, man. I wish he could have just stayed.
Sometimes you say hi, other times you don't say hi. Like that's basically it. YouTube chats. Shut up, share. Shut up. Anyways, um, like he could have like said hi, he could have said the bye, whatever. It doesn't mean that he said sorry for what he did, you know. Like it's annoying. It's annoying that that happened. But obviously, I'm gonna be cordial about that publicly. But that does even to the point of making a stream and him talking to me for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. But that doesn't mean that I'm okay with it with what he did. You can't just once again break a plate and pretend nothing happened and say, "Oh, what's up? Yo, what's up? How's everything going?"
Okay,
Like
yeah, it's like even if
that
you
was
didn't mean
already
to
done,
break it, you still broke it.
Yeah, he still broke the plate.
Okay,
Even if he's
so
being fine and all,
basically
right?
he
He did
broke
a
the
bad
plate
action,
before, he broke
exactly.
it again,
And this
and
time he broke a second time, and that's what made me, have a bigger response right now,
okay,
right?
so but
Because this
hold on.
one is
I
actually
guess
like
it wasn't a
attacking my
perfect.
relationship.
He shouldn't have used, like he said. You said the screenshots. I guess I didn't pay attention to those, but yeah, I remember seeing them.
Yeah.
So that's
That's
bad.
basically me just joking about the fact that he got, you know, uh, paid by ZZZ, but at the same time, he
That
has
doesn't
three.
matter. I see. I'll be honest. When it comes to the paid for ZZZ and shit, that's a nothing burger. That is the nothing burger if I've ever seen
I
one.
know.
Let's call it for what it is. He did the
Yeah.
AOE shit, that whole drama goblin type strategy. We all seen it. We all know it. We all recognize it when we see it. It is what it is. But what I really have an issue with is, like you said, is he didn't do a good job, because that's what I missed. I didn't miss it, but I missed it. But I'm glad
Yeah,
you
I mean,
clarified.
once again, he crashed out, and it's fine, sure. But he didn't technically apologize to the people who he used specifically for that video,
He
and it's
doesn't
not
give
like
a
he
fuck. Like
underrated.
he said he likes you specifically. He didn't bring up the others when we talked. I
Actions
don't think
speak
he cares, nor
actions
should
speak
he
louder
care.
than words.
Like people, because ultimately we're public figures, and if someone wants to have some type of friendship with you, that's one thing. But most people are not. So it's fine. Like I understand if Arikado, I'm cool with Blazion. I don't give a damn about the others. Like I'll talk about whoever the fuck I want to talk about, and that's fair. And that's the name of the game, really. That's why I said like
Sure,
what I said, because
sure,
if you're not friends, as in friends, he can say or do whatever the fuck he wants about you, because ultimately
exactly.
there's no real kinship. As in, also you, if you respond in any shape or form, there's no kinship or anything. It's the game. Like y'all are playing a game where if you you expose someone, there's an incentive to do so. You move up, and okay, great.
No, that's the thing, right? I'm not here to tell him how he should behave. If he wants to go in the route where, if he crashes out, or if whenever he crashes out, whenever he crashes out, he the people who he knows, or that are, I'm not going to say friend, I'm going to say acquaintance. The
Yes.
acquaintances that he has, whenever he crashes out, he grabs an acquaintance and throws them under the bus, just to make him look like, oh man, this is happening to me, this is so sad, I have to stop because I cannot deal with this and whatever. Like, I mean, it's okay, but it's obvious that that specific acquaintance will not want to associate with them further, because you
Yeah,
kind of
fair.
fucked that
Yeah,
acquaintance
fair,
over.
fair. Okay, so basically what you're
Friendship
saying
acquaintance,
is, like,
like,
it's cool that
yeah,
he is remorseful and all, but
even after
understand me
his
when I
story.
say I don't think I want to give. I don't want to associate with this guy anymore. Is what I'm understanding.
I mean, if the guy shows no regrets towards the people he actually
I get it. I get it.
used to throw under the bus, then why would I? And also, I want to say the following. Once again, this is back then. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about a specific video that supposedly he grew up, supposedly he's more mature, and supposedly he respects me and he sees me as a comrade, right? As an acquaintance. But this is the person that never messaged me in the past, never messaged me right now when supposedly I'm going
No,
through
he
an
said
hard period.
he would say hi and stuff.
No. I'm talking about like message in DM about the problem that I am right now. He never messaged me about
Yeah,
this.
well, you're not
He never
friends. Yeah,
asked
well, you're
me.
not friends.
No,
Why
but you
would
are
some
acquaintance.
random do that? Unless you give
Okay,
them permission to. I do, for
if that's
example, with
the case,
chat. Chat can DM me about when I act negatively or I do something that's off. Chat will pull up to my DMs and go, "Hey, yo, I didn't want to say this live on chat, but here's what I think, this or this or that," because I give them the green lights and okay that they can do that.
but
Unless you're
you,
friends. But when you're friends, for example, CJ or Archineki, they're gonna come to my DMs and roast my ass like any day, every
that's
day, and it's fine. Like it's totally
But
fine,
don't
no
you think
problem.
that is okay? But that is not a okay. So your justification for this video is that, okay? So you're not friends, you're not that. You're just acquaintances. You're just two people in the internet. Okay,
Yes.
great. So if that's the case, there is no reason for you to say that you respect me. There's no reason for you to say that you see me as a comrade, because that in a video is to push a narrative, is to push like a level of proximity. You cannot say that you are
Yeah,
approximate
it's
to me.
why I had my game theory. Yeah, it's why I had my game theory.
Yeah, you cannot say you are
Because
you
those
are close
feelings are
to me.
clearly in the past. They can't be in the present. That doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Unless this is a type of call out that is also hopeful, that could reignite the kinship you guys had in the past. But besides
yeah, but
that, which this is
no,
a reach considering the very nature of creators online, especially when we see your behavior online. So
Exactly,
Yeah.
but if you see this behavior and you see someone who's supposedly posing, so there's only two ways you can see this. Either he's not my friend, he's nothing, he means absolutely nothing to me, and this is obviously a slander video, or he's saying that he is a comrade, he's like close to me, and he didn't message me supposedly like to know, hey, what's actually going on here. He didn't even say anything. He goes to a deleted VOD on Ethan's stream to pull it out, made 3 months ago on 1st January
No,
on a
I think he
deleted
had it
VOD,
in the
to
backpack. I
bring
think
that
he
up.
had it in screenshots and shit. I think it's
Oh,
old,
he had that in screenshots, so he saved
probably.
that. And also, speaking about me with randoms who obviously hate me on his Discord, you are telling me that this person is a close friend or like a close acquaintance?
Wait, no, I
No,
don't think he
it's not
insinuated
that.
that, and no one thinks that. I don't think anybody thinks that.
You can say, okay, so let
I
me
think
explain.
he's just called out
You can
what
say,
he deems
do
is
you think
toxic
this is an act
behavior.
of someone that is respectful?
I
Is
wouldn't call them
are respectful?
respectful. I would just call them in line of what I see people behave like
Yeah,
on
but he
online,
but he
especially as
calls it
CCs.
respectful. He himself said in his video that he has a lot of respect for me. If that is the case, why did you not message me? Why did you make this video in the first
I
place?
guess his definition
Why
of
did you
respect is different than ours.
grab specific screenshots of a VOD that happened 3 months ago to paint the narrative once again, even though in that same stream I I apologized for it. I repented for it, and I rephrased what I actually wanted to say in the stream. Right? You are surfacing once again things that happened in the past for a reason. What is the purpose of this video? What is the exact
It's
purpose of
like I
this
said,
video?
it is an expose in your, let's just say, more questionable behavior as a
Do you think
CC
that's the case? Do you
in the
think that is not
terms of
because
tribalism. Now, I think there's some validity to that. I don't think it can be ignored. In that sense, in that lens, I think it was a good video. But in the later half, which I
what
guess I
about the
kind of
other
zoned
half?
out into to certain things where he
The
showed the
second half
screenshots
of
and
the
shit,
video.
I just thought like he was just showing some form of receipts that are not damning because I didn't read them. But if they are damning and they are, let's just say, can put you in a very negative light where people could come at you for it, yeah, I think that's
Does it
just
matter my friendships? What does it matter what I'm saying on a Discord call with Red New, Ethan, and Cabinets after the stream? What does that
how the
matter?
fuck
What
did
does
he
that
get that,
concern
by the
him?
way?
He did not get that. He's just assuming. What
He
does
showed
that concern him?
screenshots.
Dude, I think that it's very, very, very telling when you grab specific things from a deleted stream that were made 3 months ago to pull an idea and to help you with your argument that someone is not right or someone is on the wrong path, I guess, 3 months later. This is not respect.
No, look,
This is not
it's not
friendship.
respect. This
This is
is
not kinship. This is not
I'll call it
acquaintances.
for the name of the game. Not good, but people do this shit. I'm not saying it's
Okay, and
good.
I'm calling it out.
I'm not
I'm
defending it. Oh,
saying
you
that
can for
this
sure, for
sucks.
sure.
It's weird. Like you can say that. Okay,
Yeah,
so the first half of the video, you can agree with him. Am I being more harsh than before towards people from another
yeah,
community?
yeah. I
Yes,
think even
I
you
am. I
acknowledge
agree
that
with that.
he did say
I
that
acknowledge that as well.
you're
But
gonna do better, chill out, etc. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
but
think that's where I agree. I think in that lens, again,
And you know
it's a
what?
good
There's
video.
something that I can say that I think that I should have in mind, and it's
What up,
not even
Crimson Red?
because of this video. It's because of Foxhole watching his video on his stream. He said that I'm making a lot of absolute statements, and sometimes I just see the bad apples, and I don't see the good people actually calling them out from the
Yeah,
game.
it's just stop
So
generalizing. I think that's also
that's
correct.
it.
That's
I just I think the gist of it is that psychoanalyzing friendships is weird. I've seen that happen to other content creators. I had no idea that could happen to me. I
I
felt
don't think
weird
he
about
was psychoanalyzing your friendship. I don't know why you say that. Personally, I just don't see it.
On a part
I
of the
think
video,
he
he's talking
just
about their emotions and whatnot, and how they could feel, and the actions itself on that stream and whatnot. Like that is
well, when there's awkwardness and people can see awkwardness, I don't think it's much psychoanalyzing. He's just literally
no, but he's
calling
talking
what
about
they said,
friendship.
what they've seen.
So let me get this straight. He's talking about the friendships that I have with these people, and then on his comment section, let's pretend. I don't want to go this way, but it is what it is.
Okay, hold on.
Comment
I
section,
I don't think
people
he talked
aggressively.
about the friendship necessarily. He just talked about that one instance where sometimes, and I think we've seen this before, you can put your foot in your mouth, and it can make things.
Yeah, cool.
People
I
can
mean, that's
go,
fine. That's fine.
Blazion, what the fuck are you doing right now? And that's
You can
fine. It's nothing
okay,
bad.
but you can okay.
Hey, look.
So
What I'm trying to say is you have the grounds to try and work this out together, or you can farm him back. You get to choose.
I already
I'm
found them.
signing
I'm not
out.
gonna make another video.
I'm signing out, man, because we can keep chewing the gum, but I think
Yep.
that's basically how it ends up. As in, you have a choice. I think
It's
there's
as simple as
grounds to
that.
fix it,
If he
or
makes a video about this, I'll
name of
respond.
the
If
game.
he doesn't, I don't respond. It's as simple as that. And if he actually wants to address the elephant in the room, which is the way that he behave and why I
Address
actually don't
me.
like him, he's free to DM me. I did not block him. I unfollowed
All
him,
right,
but I did not block him.
all
And
right.
it is what it is. I just want to say that it's weird to bring up past stuff, VODs and whatever, and talk about friendships and relationships. It's weird, and if there was a way of you to
Considering
if there
its
was a
public
way for you
figures
to
and the nature of how people do YouTube and how parasocial YouTubing is, considering the
yeah,
environment we are in, I would say it's not that weird because I've seen worse, and I'm tired of pretending otherwise.
true
I'm tired of pretending.
but still
Yes, I
happens.
get how it's weird
We
considering
cannot say like
if you touch
oh
grass, but
yeah,
online,
no.
this is something. This is something.
Okay,
Like
but
I'm
you cannot
sorry.
say like oh this is something, but you know something awful is happening elsewhere, so you cannot pretend that this is fine. Like no, that's not exactly it. This was actually a poopy action that being done. I held resentment, and then he made this video instead of like talking about that, or even saying anything to me. He just wanted to farm the situation, and it is what it is, as simple as that. And
Yep.
I do understand that sometimes I do express myself really badly, and I do understand that I shoot myself on the foot a lot of times. That was the biggest case ever, right, of that happening. But I'm pretty sure that it could have had a better example instead of trying to talk about me and other relationships with other creators. It's as simple as that. And but if he wants to talk it out, sure, he can do that. But he made a video, I responded to it, and that it's as simple as that. You
All
know.
right. Well,
Yeah.
Arikado, you heard, man. Hey,
Yep.
Blazion, appreciate you pulling up, man.
All right. All good.
Take care, bro. Well, I my hope is that they can hash it out. I think they could hash it out, but I don't think they will, considering the CC type of thing. But hopefully, friendship, as someone who believes and loves the power of friendship, can triumph over the incentive of CCing and farming. Yeah. Once again, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Seeing you.